looking insecure, petty, foolish, because you're attacking the wrong guy by using those kinds of words to describe Michael Jordan. The guy was not overrated prior to Scottie Pippen's arrival. The guy was still a great player. He just needed more help. Scottie Pippen's emergence helped them become a championship team. There's no question about it. But he's gotten all the credit he deserves throughout his career for the level of player that he was.
Wendy?
Yeah, I think one of the safest takes you could ever say on this show is that Michael Jordan was not overrated. I don't think he was overrated as when he was active. I don't think he's overrated now. I think he's properly given his rating. The thing about this is, Molly, is that, I had the opportunity to work with Scottie Pippen at ESPN. He was a colleague. And we had times where we would sit together and he would talk to me about Jordan. He was a great storyteller. And I treasure those moments and what he would speak about his time with Michael, and he would talk about Michael comparison to today.
He's saying just ridiculous things. It's a ridiculous thing to use those kinds of words to describe Michael Jordan pre-Scottie Pippen's arrival. All right, look at the rosters that Michael Jordan played with early in his career, waiting on another player to elevate to the level that Scottie Pippen got to before they could finally win. But it was still all about Jordan really carrying those teams. So to use words like horrible player, terrible shots, all of those things, you look foolish. Scottie Pippen looks foolish now. And it's not the first time he's looked foolish in making comments about Michael Jordan. The problem with this is, guys, you can't win this debate. You can't win this argument. Anything you say about that guy, right, immediately, if you take it to this level across these lines, now you lose all credibility. If you just take a stance like, hey, look, I felt like I wasn't given enough credit in that documentary and you're a little bit upset about that because you're a competitive guy, it's fine. You can make your feelings felt on that, articulate that at the time, and then
get into the greatness of Michael Jordan, because I believe we don't have to. We know when it comes to one of the greatest players to ever touch the damn basketball, if not the greatest player to ever touch the basketball, he's definitely in that conversation, and I'm not talking about Scottie Pippen. Here's my thing with Scottie. You're 57 years old, man. At what point in your life are you going to find peace within yourself? Jordan is 60. These are the times that you're supposed to be riding off into the sunset. Why are we still living this moment? I actually played with two guys that had beef, two Hall of Famers. They're 47 years old, KG and Ray Allen. And they had beef about Ray moving to Miami, and we know the story that they hadn't spoke. And all of a sudden, I seen Ray Allen pull up to the KG jersey retirement, and they embraced each other. And the look on Kevin Garnett's face was priceless when he saw Ray Allen there sitting across the court when they put him on the Jumbotron, because he happened to be sitting next to me talking about Ray. And I heard KG on this show talk about if something was to happen to Ray tomorrow, how hurt he would be and how he glad that they got.
As he was when he was in his prime winning the title. So I think most players are like that. He absolutely matured as a player. I think there's some merit to the concept that he did, become better, but he was never a horrible player. And I just can't believe that Scottie feels that way, because that's not the way he's been. And, probably one of the most shocking things about The Last Dance, which was amazing, was that Scottie doubled down on his position about not, going into the game and taking the last shot when Kukoc made it. And the Jordan, savaged him for it, even though Jordan wasn't on the team. Both of those were jaw-dropping, and this is the scar tissue that follows. And I kind of want to just say, I want to kind of give Scottie a decade to sort of get past that before we can, really think that he's back to giving, the way he really feels, because it doesn't match what he had said to me.
You know what's crazy is that I'm younger than both of y'all, and I grew up where I didn't have cable in my house, and at times when I did get an opportunity to watch NBA games at a young age, the only team that was on every single Sunday was the Chicago Bulls. And I remember, stop it, man. I'm not telling them that they got to go play golf together. I'm not telling them that they got to go sit on one of Jordan resorts or his houses on one of his, islands or whatever the case may be. But at some point, you got to find peace within yourself. And to me, it was just sad watching Scottie speak on Jordan like that and even talk like that. It was sad because those guys won 6 titles together. And if anybody who have played the game of basketball know how hard it is to win a damn championship and be considered one of the best duos to ever do it, it's those two. And I just feel bad because Scottie is just in a different place. I'd rather not speak on that right now, but he just need to find peace within himself.
Jason Tatum in a tight game to deliver. His reputation is spotty. I mean, he absolutely can, but he doesn't always do it. And that's the MO with this team. If they're able to bring examples of when Tatum did.
A star player look worse in a big moment than Jason Tatum played in that game until Miami has. And that's ultimately why I think Boston's going to win the game.
Yeah, Legs is absolutely right. I mean, the focus is going to be on Tatum because he's the superstar for the Boston Celtics, but it's really about the others. I know what Jason Tatum's going to bring to the party. He's played in 6 Game 7s in his career in the postseason. They're 5 in one of those games, and he's averaging 28 and 9. I know what Tatum is going to give me, but it's what the mentality of the rest of the Boston Celtics is going to be. And for this team to be successful, it's going to have to be on the defensive end. Jaylen Brown talked about it after their Game 6 down in Miami. They have to shift their mindset in the middle of this postseason. It was defense that kept them in them games. It's defense that won them those games. And so that has to be their mentality. We saw that in Game 5. It started with being able to get that strip on Bam Adebayo by Marcus Smart, which led to a run out Jason Tatum being able to finish. That's what the mentality has to be for Boston. Don't be a team that's focused on shooting 3-pointers all over the place. Be a team that's focused on getting stops and
just when you think you've got this series and this team figured out, they're going to throw you a curveball. Get ready for another one tonight.
I got Tim Legler in here making faces.
Well, I'm glad when he finished the way he did, because I'm kind of like, okay, let's just go back to that moment, because for me that's when I decided I'm going to erase doubt about Jason Tatum in this regard. I thought that game in Philadelphia, Game 6, he looked like a guy that had lost confidence. And then what does he do? He steps up and hits 3 straight daggers to give that team a chance to play a Game 7. He was 1 for 14. He had 5 turnovers. He looked like he really didn't want any part of that moment. And it started with basically a pull-up 3 with Joel Embiid draped in his jersey in the corner to give them the lead with about 4 minutes to go. And then he follows it up 2 successive possessions. He hits back-to-back step-back 3s to end the game and give them a chance to go to a Game 7 at home in which he delivers 51 points. The topic comes up